There's one muscle group women find intimidating, not hot. 78% admitted they're drawn to it anyway. What is it? Upper back width. Here's why scary wins. Before we jump in, I need you to do me a favor. Drop a comment right now and tell me where you're watching from. The real kicker? For men over 50, this changes the entire game. It's not the muscle itself, but the unshakable signal it sends. So why do most men miss this? Let's break it down. Number 1, the anatomy of intrigue. So if being scary beats being hot, what does that actually look like? It's not about being a threat. It's about projecting capability. A woman's attraction, especially at this stage of life, is less about a perfect six-pack and more about a simple, subconscious question. Does this man look like he can handle things? Your life experience has already taught you this. You don't get impressed by the loudest guy in the room. You notice the one who's calm, solid, and prepared. Women are doing the exact same math. Think about two men walking across a park. The first is lean, with defined arms, clearly focused on aesthetics. He looks good. The second is a bit broader, maybe older. You can see the strength in his posture, the width of his back visible even from the front. He doesn't just look strong, he looks functionally capable. That's the difference. One is hot, an appearance. The other is scary, in that quiet, formidable way that commands respect without a single word. Here's the insider perspective you won't get from most fitness guys. I've spoken to countless women about this. They'll notice a man's arms, sure, but a strong, developed back, that signals something deeper. It's the foundation of posture, of strength that isn't for show. It says you can lift, carry, and stand your ground. It's the antithesis of a slumped, defeated silhouette. That's a powerful, intimidating visual. And here's the data point that might surprise you. In that same survey, over 70% of women linked a strong upper back directly to perceptions of confidence and leadership. They weren't looking at his biceps. They were reading the blueprint of his frame. So you're probably asking, why does this specific muscle group hold so much psychological weight? The answer is buried in our biology, and it completely redefines what you should be training after 50. Let's uncover your secret weapon. Number 2, the unseen powerhouse, that biological blueprint we just mentioned. It all points to one place, your back. Specifically, the V-taper, your lats, traps, and those spinal erectors. Most guys are obsessed with the mirror muscles, chest, biceps, abs. I get it. You see what's in front of you. But that's like polishing the hood ornament on a car while the engine's falling out. It's a cosmetic fix. The real structural power, the thing that changes your entire silhouette, is behind you. Here's what most men get completely wrong. They think a big chest makes them look broad. It doesn't. A developed back does. Your lats are the wings that create that powerful V-shape, making your waist look smaller and your posture immovable. Your traps and spinal erectors are the pillars that make you look solid, grounded, unshakable. A man with a strong back fills a doorway. A man with just a big chest just has a big chest. Let me give you a real-world example. Think of a seasoned carpenter, maybe in his 60s. You won't see bulging biceps, but you'll see forearms like ropes and a back that looks like it's carved from oak. That's functional strength. That's intimidating capability. He doesn't look like he goes to the gym. He looks like he handles things. That's the signal. And this is critical. This isn't about becoming a massive bodybuilder. That ship has likely sailed, and honestly, it's not the goal. This is about building a foundation. At our stage in life, resilience beats sheer mass every single time. A strong back is your built-in injury prevention system. It's the armor that keeps you upright, active, and independent. So you understand the why. You can see the difference in your mind's eye. But knowing this doesn't help if you can't apply it safely. So here's how to build this foundation without wrecking the body you've got. All right, so how do you actually build this? That's next. Number 3, the over 50 blueprint. All right, theory's over. Let's talk about building that foundation. This isn't about ego lifting. Your goal isn't to impress the 20-somethings. It's to become the most capable version of yourself. First, a non-negotiable. Form is your new best friend. Heavy, sloppy reps are a one-way ticket to the chiropractor. You're not too old for this, but you're too smart to ignore proper technique. The weight is just the tool. The muscle connection is the real work. Focus on these 3 movements. Rack pulls instead of deadlifts. They're easier on your lower back, but build monstrous traps and erectors. Seated cable rows, squeeze your shoulder blades together like you're cracking a nut between them. That's the mind-muscle connection you need. And don't sleep on face pulls. They fix your posture and build resilient shoulders. Here's a quick win you can do today. Stand up straight. Now, pull your shoulders back and down as if you're tucking them into your back pockets. Hold that for 5 seconds. Feel that engagement across your upper back? That's the posture of a capable man. Do that 10 times a day. It's a start, and be patient. This isn't a sprint. You're looking at a solid 3 months of consistent work before that V-taper really starts to show up. But that time is going to pass anyway. Wouldn't you rather be 3 months stronger? Now here's the warning. You can master all these exercises. You can build that formidable, intimidating frame and still completely miss the point if you're doing it for the wrong reason. There's a psychological trap here that catches almost every single man. Number 4, the psychological shift, that psychological trap I mentioned, it's this. You're probably still building this body for them, for the glance across a room, for the approval, for the external validation. Let me flip that entirely. The most intimidating, the most truly attractive thing you can cultivate isn't a muscle. It's a profound level of self-sufficiency. The kind of quiet confidence that says, my worth is not up for debate. That's what a strong back becomes, a physical metaphor for that very mindset. You're literally building the structure that holds you up by yourself. When you train for that feeling, for the capability, for the resilience, for the sheer pleasure of being strong in your own skin, everything changes. The energy you project shifts. You stop seeking. You start being. And that is magnetic in a way that six-pack abs could never be for a man our age. Women aren't intimidated by your lats. They're intrigued by the self-possessed man who carries them. I'll be honest with you. The men I've seen make this shift, the ones who truly get this, they have a different kind of peace. They're not at war with their age. They're not trying to recapture their youth. They're embodying their experience. And that is compelling. That pursuit of being scary, it was never about frightening anyone. It was about becoming so solid in who you are that you don't need to be called hot to feel valuable. The muscle is just the tool that reminds you of that power you already have. Knowing this is one thing, living it, that's where the real work begins. Number 5, the first move. All right, enough talk. It's time for action. This isn't about a 5-day-a-week grind starting tomorrow. That's how you burn out. This is about your next 72 hours. Here's your starting line. First, your mindset. Your goal is no longer to look strong. It's to become capable. That single shift changes everything. Second, your movement. I want you to do just one thing. Master the rack pull or the seated row. Pick one. Film your form with your phone. Get it right. Quality over weight. Every single time. You're probably thinking, I'm too old to start this. Wrong. You're the perfect age. You've lived long enough to know what's real. You're not chasing a fleeting high. You're building a legacy of strength. That's a powerful advantage a 25-year-old simply doesn't have. At 60, 65, 70 plus, you're not competing with anyone in the gym. You're standing out from the 85% of men your age who threw in the towel. That's the real competition, and you're already winning by showing up. So let's boil it down. 1, train your back. It's your foundation. 2, chase capability, not compliments. 3, your confidence isn't for show. It's your new operating system. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this. The most intimidating thing you can build isn't a muscle. It's a reputation as a man who handles his business. So here's what I want you to walk away with today. Conclusion. Remember that stat from the beginning? 67% of women see capability, not just aesthetics. Now you understand why. It's not about being frightening. It's about being formidable. You now know the what. Your back is that secret weapon. You understand the how, intelligent, focused training. And most importantly, you've got the why, building an unshakable sense of self that radiates from the inside out. You're 60, 65, 70 plus. That's not a disadvantage. It's your edge. You have the wisdom to do this right, for the right reasons. This is about finishing strong, not starting over. If this approach resonates with you, if you're ready to build a physique that's about respect, not just vanity, then you're in the right place. This channel is dedicated to that exact mission. We cut the fluff and focus on what actually works for a man's body and mindset after 50. If that's valuable to you, hit the subscribe button. New videos drop every week. The only competition that matters? The man you were yesterday. Build a body that commands respect before you even say a word.